Hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. All right. So the idea really, and I'm not sure, apologies that I am bumping into this meeting and I am having to cut you, and apologies to everyone listening as well. But this is really not the idea of news. You know, when we say we want to have, and I don't know if you were part of the rehearsal session, but this does not align with our idea of having a 5 minute section on news or maybe etiquettes or something. Now, beyond what you have written down, I mean, people can just go on Google and read what you are reading to us. So I just want to ask you, and if you don't have an answer today, you would actually have to come next week, right? To from your own mind, from your own, from what you know and what you have read, what is one thing that has happened in the past 1 week or 2 weeks that is news, that is important information for us? It can be anything at all. And I know that a lot has been happening in Nigeria, at least for the past 5 to 6 months, right? So, what is that one thing? The idea is for us to be able to say, okay, are we following the news? Do we understand changes, things that are happening all over the world, not even in Nigeria alone, right? That's the idea. And it is not about reading out what we can read in Punch Online. The idea is for us to understand what is going on and have a discussion. Even if we can't have a discussion, let's just share, right? So that everyone on the call can be carried along as to what is going on and the implication of these things. So I was expecting, that on today's like during this session, we probably would have, we'll be talking about the new, increase in fuel price, right, and the implications of that. That's an example of what I was expecting to hear. I wouldn't know if you were able to join the rehearsal session, but I also would not want to waste the time of the people on the call, right? Reading out something they can easily access. So please, what is one thing? If you understand, if you have more things to say, more details about this, fuel price hike, yes, please go ahead. If it's something else that has happened in the past 1 to 2 weeks, or maybe in the past 1 month, and you think you can talk about it, please go ahead. If you cannot, you would come back next week to take that session. Thank you.
All right, ma, I get it. I will have to stop here now as I can't really think of anything right off my head.
All right, so we'll talk offline. Thank you very much for taking the challenge, and thank you for the effort you put in preparation. I do not in any way under estimate the effort that you have put in, but we also have to bear in mind that there's a standard for things, and there's a reason why we do things in CVA, right? So that's really the idea, and I wouldn't like people to spend an hour or at least 5 to 10 minutes of their time listening to something that is really it's not new information to them, or at least not expanding what they already know about the situation. So I'll reach out to you offline. I will have the conversation going forward. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Vanguard, Adeshola Bukola, and also thank you, Vanguard Adebola, for that contribution. Thank you so much. So moving on to the next in line for today's session is going on to discuss the personality of Jumoke Adenowo, discussing, sharing our early life, background, and also sharing our career and our achievements. So I would be talking on an early life and a background. So Jumoke Olufumi Lola Adenowo was born on the 16th of October, 1968. And Jumoke was born in Ibadan, Oyo State. Our parents were both professors. One was a professor in history, and the other was a professor in criminology. I guess it's her mother. So moving on, she had a primary education at University of Ibadan Staff Primary School and a secondary school education at Federal Government Girls College, FGGC, in Oyo State. So she enrolled at the University of Ibadan, at the University of Obafemi Awolowo University at a very tender age. That was age 14. I don't think that is really applicable in recent time and days. So moving on, she gained admission into Obafemi Awolowo University at age 14 and graduating at age 19 with a Bachelor of Science with honors in architecture at age 19. And she obtained a Master of Architecture with distinction from the same university in 1991. So Adenawa has stated her interest in architecture was ignited by her visits to Paris and Palais de Versailles as a young child, and as well as living on the campus, that's Obafemi Awolowo University. So it's also stated that she's a graduate of Lagos Business School, Chief Executive Program, and the Yale School of Program, and the IESE Business School in Barcelona. So looking at all of these, checking our early life and background, it is important that we note the factors that contributed to our success, because nobody becomes successful all of a sudden. Nobody wakes up to become successful. There are actually some factors that contributed to who she is today. So it is great to have accomplished all of those I have just 3 factors that I stated here. Number 1 is our parents. Number 2 is determination and focus. And number 3 is God. So why I mentioned God for number 3 is just to crown it, or just using the God factor to crown everything. So our parents, now the factor of our parents and how it's contributed to our success in life. You know, the Bible says that train up a child in the way of the Lord, that when he grows, he would not depart from it. And we all know that the home is the first place for socialization for the child, is the first place that the child learns what is good and what is bad. Do you understand? So there's another saying that goes that train a child. Sorry, I'm going to paraphrase it. So it says, train a child, build a community, you build a nation, then you build a continent, and you build the world. Do you understand? So it all starts from the child. It all starts from the building of the child. And the way the society today is the way we have our society today is the effect of every home. And talking about the continent, saying that you build a nation, you build a continent too. I would like to add that it is no secret that we all know that Jumoke Adenawa is making waves in Africa. We all know that she's really making waves in Africa through architecture. So I would like to say that this kudos goes to God first. Yes, goes to God first, because she actually acknowledges the hand of God upon her life. And it also goes to her parents. You know, she lost her dad some years ago. I can't really recollect, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, she lost her dad. And she shared on Instagram saying how her dad really impacted her life, how her dad really contributed to who she is today, how her dad really, usually when they have this father to daughter talk, telling her so many things and all the like. So we can actually learn from that she actually had the effect of good parenting. So basically, it all boils down, everything just boils down to the effect of good parenting. You know, many of us may not have the opportunity of having good parents. Do you understand? Of having good parents, so to say. many of us were not brought up with, how should I say it? We're not brought up the proper way. Do you understand? For someone like 9 to 5, so I was the only one at home. And where I am today is to the glory of God, because I could have been wayward because my mom didn't have my time. She was all about money, how she was going to get money, how she was going to do this, how she was all about her career. So for someone like me, I can't really say that I had my parents to monitor me the way I progressed from one level of education to another, or how I progressed morally or emotionally. No, it was all about how much do you need? She was all about the finances and everything. But I lost my dad, so my dad wasn't there. I was only the one left to take care of myself. So what am I trying to bring out from this story is that one day we'll actually become parents. Even if we didn't enjoy the benefit of good parenting like Jumoke Adenowo did, one day we'll actually become parents. And for the fact that we didn't enjoy good parenting doesn't mean that, okay, we would want to behave like that to our own children in such a way. Do you understand? So I feel we should also stand in the position, because it's actually, good parenting actually has an effect on a growing child. It has an effect on a growing child, and we can see that in the life of Jumoke Adenowo. You know, when she lost her dad, she was really crying and saying, even during the party session after the burial, you know, there's always a party session. I saw one of her photographs when she was crying. She was still crying to know how much impact the father had in her life. So it all boils down to the fact that even if we didn't have good parents or good parenting structure, so to say, while growing up, we can actually decide to be the change that the society needs by training up our children in the way of the Lord, and also motivating them. Because there was a time she said that she was, during one of her public speeches, she said that one day she was telling her father that now we have 3 professors in our family. We have 3 professors in our family, but it's just that your own is local, my own is international, you know. So something like that. We can pick from that our parents were actually first, should I say, motivational speakers. They were the one motivating her, and also for the fact that her parents were well-to-do. She traveled abroad, because from a biography here that I read, it said that a passion for architecture actually ignited when she visited Paris and Palais de Versailles. So exposure to is actually exposure in the positive way, because we also have exposure in the negative way. So exposure in the positive way is actually something that we should imbibe, and we should also inculcate it in our children too. So moving on to the second one, which is determination and focus. So many successful people that we see today actually have that point of determination and focus. Actually, we've started using the word determination and focus, that it has almost become a cliche. Do you understand? Just be focused. Any motivational speaker we hear, they'll say just be focused, just be determined, you will achieve it, you will do this. It's true. Determination and focus actually helps one to achieve success in life. But looking at it in our current world, you know, there are so many things that serves as distraction in our current world now. We have so many things that are meant to distract us from achieving or from becoming successful in life. There are so many things in this current world that can distract one. So it actually makes focus hard for us to achieve, because while you're trying to focus on one thing, there's another thing that is coming up that would try to catch your attention. Do you understand? So, but I wrote here that that's one thing I can learn from Jumoke's story is that she found purpose. She found purpose at a young age. And what is purpose? Purpose is that one thing that you are created for. Purpose is that one thing that you are created for. Purpose is that one thing that you are created for. And finding purpose actually helps you focus. Finding purpose actually helps you focus. I read a book one time where the man was explaining on purpose, and he said that why you always wake up feeling tired in the morning is because you actually not found purpose. And when you find purpose, it actually gears you up. You have something ahead, something you are looking at, something that you are focused on that you want to achieve, something that you were created for. Do you understand? So like I said earlier, that finding purpose actually helps you to achieve focus. Do you understand? So moving on to Jumoke's story, that she says she found purpose at age 25. You know, her education was really fast. She gained admission at age 14 and she graduated at age 19. So she discovered herself at quite an early stage. You know, she said she discovered purpose at age 25, because she said to herself that, is it when I clock 50 or when I clock 60, that is when I will not decide. I would not say, after I've chased money all my life during my young age, I've chased money during my prime age, chasing money, trying to be at the top. Do you understand? Chasing money, chasing fame. Is it when I now clock 50 or 60? That's when I will now decide that I want to give back to the society. And she said no, that she wouldn't want to have that way for her life. So she started Awesome Treasures Foundation at age 25. Yes, she started Awesome Treasures Foundation, and that foundation was a way for her to give back to the society. You know, purpose. When you're talking about purpose, when talking about achieving purpose, you are not talking about self now. You are talking about, you are being selfless when you want to achieve purpose. When you are working in purpose or trying to achieve purpose, you are not thinking about the money, or you are not thinking about the gain. You are not thinking about the profits, but you are thinking about the impact that it would be to the society. You know, that was what Jumoke, I don't know what thoughts when she started this awesome treasures foundation, and look at where she is today. It was the foundation was a strategy for giving back to the society. You know, she started she said the purpose of the foundation was to transform young minds, just like the way the Vanguard Africa is doing. One of their mission vision is to transform young minds, to make transformational leaders, right? So one of the purpose for establishing that foundation was to transform young minds, to tell them that there's a lot ahead for them in future. And you know, it's because she had a transformed mind as a young girl. So she thought that, okay, this really helped me in becoming who I am today. So I can also help other children. I can also give back to the society. I can also give back to the society by establishing a foundation that would transform the minds of people. And she established that Awesome Treasures Foundation, and we can see that it is even a UN recognized organization. Do you understand? So it's really a wonderful thing, and we see that she's making waves in in the continent. So talking about purpose and how to achieve purpose, I talked about you being a purposeful person is you being a selfless person, not being a selfish person. Because in the world that we have today, everybody is about myself. I want to get money. I want to build my house. I want to be above my peers. I want to be everybody in this our country. We are all selfish because we are all bothered about ourselves. But I feel by the time we start being selfless, we start thinking about not only my family and I, thinking about my neighbor. It can start from your neighbor too. Thinking about my neighbor, thinking about my society at large, thinking about how I'm going to be a change, how I want to give back to the society. Okay, I've learned something. What can I give back? What can I contribute to the society? But no is the case. Yeah, we are all blaming it on the government, this, government that, while being selfish, while trying to achieve all of these good things for ourselves only. It can't work that way. And I want to share a little story. I'm sorry if I'm deviating, but I want to share a little story about Inyi Aboyeji, yes, the former CEO of Flutter Waves. So he said that he started a business when he was in school, and the main aim of that business was to get profits, obviously. The end of being an entrepreneur is for you to get profits. So he said he started a business when he was in school, and his intention was just to get profits. So he said that when he did that, the dean of the school called him that what he was doing was actually wrong. It was actually against IP. Do you understand? So he said the dean just warned him that he shouldn't continue with what he was doing. So coming back to Nigeria, he started another business again, but he failed. So he had an encounter, like he said. He said he had an encounter one day when he saw a lot of people trying to get was he trying to get something or trying to get one immigration something? I don't really understand. I didn't really get the full gist. But he said that they brought 1,000 naira trying to pay, and there was a stampede at that time. So he saw that as a problem, that why would a lot of people have to jam-pack themselves in a place, many people of 60,000 pack themselves in a place that only has the capacity to contain just 10,000 people. And that was where he saw, that was where Flutter Wave started. And yes, he said that he at first he didn't think about the profits that was going to come out from the business at first, but he was being selfless. He wanted to give back to the society and all. And look at where he is today. That's Aboyeji, the former CEO of Flutter Wave. So what am I trying to bring out from this, my story, is that sometimes you can actually look at the problems existing in your environment to actually solve. You can actually look at the problems existing in your environment to solve. It can be a way that you're giving back to the society. So not to waste too much of our time, I'm going to go back to the last one to crown it up, which is God, Almighty God. Jumoke Adenowo, I know her to also be a prophetess rather. I also know her to be a prophetess because I've listened to some of our ministry. I've listened to some of our sermons in church and the like. So I also know that she has built a solid relationship with God. She has a solid relationship with God. And for the fact that she's also spiritually sound. Yes, I can say it for a fact that Jumoke Adenowo is spiritually sound. So it's what are we to learn from it is that we should also, as much as we are trying to be purposeful in life, achieve purpose, we should not also forget God, because He is the source of every success. Because if anybody can become successful. You understand? Anybody can become successful in life. But there's actually what we call good success. And the good there is the God in the success. Some people are successful and they don't have peace of mind. Some people are successful and they still have one or two things that serve as a problem to them. But good success is actually the ultimate. God's success is actually the ultimate in life. And I see that in the life of Jumoke Adenowo too. I see that in the life of Jumoke Adenowo, that she's actually well, when it comes to being the thing about it is that the Jumoke Adenowo we see when she's just having a casual talk or maybe just talking about career is different from the one we see when she's actually talking about ministry, about purpose in church. And it's a beautiful thing because it has actually affected all aspects of our life and every other things that surrounds us. So that is all I have to say. Now, I hope we learned one or two things from my discussion about our early life and background. So moving on to our career and achievements, I'll be inviting Vanguard Rafiat Ahmed to come and to have the floor. So Vanguard Rafiat Ahmed, over to you, ma. Hello, Vanguard Rafiat Ahmed. Are you there?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, ma. Go on, ma.
Okay, ma. Okay, thank you so much. I'll be taking the aspect of and achievement, the career and achievement of an architect, Olajumoke Adenowo. I'll make it to the contribute to the life lessons we can gain from her. Olajumoke's career in architecture started with as assistant architect at Sawi Kuka and Associates. Then the next stop was Femi Majekodunmi Associates, where she achieved her first career milestone, which was the designing of the Federal Ministry of Finance site in Abuja. And this was the gateway project for Olajumoke as it opened her up to bigger opportunities, even though she was still 23 years old at the time. It was also the trigger to the International Biographical Center listing her among the women in the trigger. 3 years later, Jumoke ventured out to start her own first business, the Advantage Entrepreneurial Journey. So can you hear me? Someone say. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Go on, ma.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So she started AD Consulting, an interior design and architectural firm that will become known for its bespoke and detailed designs and structures. From inception to the fitting, some of AD Consulting projects include Abuja Film City, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the Heritage Bank headquarters, Ekiti State Lansing, and also Ekiti State Lansing office in Lagos. So currently she sits as Chief Executive Officer and Principal Partner, and has overseen several major projects for various clients like Coca-Cola, the L'Oreal, Nigerian government, and quite a number of banks, even the Nigerian Stock Exchange. She also established an oil and gas firm, which is Advantage Energy, as well as a property management company, that's the oil and gas firm Advantage Energy and the property management company, that's Advantage Property. In the year 1999, Adenowo established a faith-based non-governmental organization, Awesome Treasures Foundation, to raise 1,000 leaders by 2030 through its various programs. In 2012, Olajumoke claims that's the best service architecture National Property Award, the best mixed street architecture at African Property Award, the best interior architect at IDEA Award, and best public service architecture at African Property Award. He also received the State Merit Award and Institution Architect IDEA Award in 2014. And then has been listed in several prominent lists, and she was also listed among the 100 most inspiring women by Wine Nigeria in 2015. 10 most powerful women in business by AFK Insider in 2015, and 21 outstanding women by Genevieve magazine also in 2015. Olajumoke and Adenowo received the New African Woman Award for Business Woman of the Year in 2015, and she was also recognized as Africa's most inspiring businesswoman by Africa Economic Builders in 2018, and her business was listed among innovative businesses in Nigeria. Moving forward, Olajumoke was featured in the All of Black History Month by University of West England in 2018. In 2014, as Africa and celebrated on CNN African Voice. Her alma mater of an ambassador of excellence, and also listed as one of the most inspiring businesswomen. The Guardian Nigeria described her as the face of architecture in Nigeria. In 2018, she was recognized by the Royal Institute of British Architects as one of the most inspirational women in architecture today. Adenowo could well be one of the Nigeria's richest architects, but there are no figures to back up this hypothesis present. She is, however, one of the most successful architects in Nigeria currently. She's also widely known to be an inspirational and motivational speaker, and she has spoken at hundreds of conferences and summits in Nigeria, including the London Business School and at the Harvard Business School, that's Africa Business Conference. According to Olajumoke Adenowo, women should be ready to work 4 times as hard as a man, so that the client may not point on to the question of if they are he or she. Women should be they should be ready to work 4 times as hard as a man. The client will not point to the question of if they are he or if it's the woman that did the job or it's the man that did the job. No one understands women as other women. She believes that despite her wealth and ethnic differences, there are certain similar grounds which women have in their professional life. So each woman has it in themselves, be it career or be it family. They are capable enough to balance both. There's also some real challenges they face to understand that may dominated from. It doesn't mean the fact that she was able to achieve everything doesn't mean that she didn't go through she didn't go through some challenges. She said she was like, there are some real challenges that they face to outstand the male-dominated crowd. It is after they overcome those challenges that they will be able to outstand the male-dominated crowd. She says that women's seasons may be different, but there is no way that this implies that one should give up on her vision or her family. Women's seasons may be different, but there is no way that this implies that one should give up on our vision or our family. Women, they just need to be more flexible and innovative. They should know the purpose they are born for and the solution to their generation. They should know the purpose they are born for and the solution to their generation. Now, I was able to get some of the career lessons by Jumoke Adenowo from one informal interview she once did. According to her, she said, you have to push yourself beyond you have to push yourself beyond limits and capabilities. Push beyond our limits and capabilities. For someone to have gained admission at the age of 14, by that would have been in class with people of age 19, 20, 21, but she pushed herself beyond limits and capabilities. By then she was able to do what many of her peers to do. She pushed herself beyond the limits and capabilities. For her to achieve all these things that she achieved, she pushed herself beyond the limits, beyond the limits that people have laid down that, okay, so this person cannot do this. Oh, a lady cannot do this, a woman cannot do this. She pushed herself beyond her limit and she recorded success. For you to record success, you must not limit yourself. There are so many things you can do. There are so many things you can do that you do not know you can do unless you push yourself harder. A lot of people just remain rooted in a particular place, saying, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that. But they don't know that it is deep, that they have more in them to do more than, so they have to push them and capabilities. They want to something voluntary for remuneration. Voluntary for jobs that won't bring physical remuneration and feel like it could be voluntary for jobs that won't bring physical remuneration. I feel like it could be where you are gaining experience and building your portfolio. A lot of people think when they into a particular business, when they start something, they are clients that will pay a huge amount that will pay them. It doesn't work that way. She started a career assistant architect. She said that she volunteers that won't bring physical and experience and help her to build her portfolio. Then there was something she said about discovering your purpose very, very early in life. According to what Esther said the other time, going through her background and all, we'll see that she discovered her purpose very, very early in life. She discovered her purpose. And after discovering your purpose in life, you need to define where you are headed. A lot of people feel, okay, they discovered their purpose in life, okay, they are good in this thing, they are good in that, they can do, but then they have not defined where they are headed. They just feel they discovered their purpose, but they have not defined where they are headed. They don't know what next to do. So she said something, she said your very best wherever you work. You should not have the mindset that you're working for someone. Own every task that has been assigned to you. This particular point is very, 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 very important. Give your very best wherever you work. Don't have the mindset that you're working for someone. As a microbiologist, a lot of people do not know what goes on behind closed doors, like between doctors and patients, and they do not know that most of the time, in fact, majority of the time, the whole time they go to doctors for like a particular test and stuff like, oh, there's something wrong with them and everything. They just feel like, okay, doctors just tell them, oh, go and do this test, then they come back, tell them, okay, you use this particular antibiotic, you use this, you use that, and they don't know that actually microbiologists are carrying out tests. Microbiologists are carrying out tests in the laboratory to know what's actually wrong with the person. They are culturing the samples. They are taking, sorry, I'm using this term. They are doing antibiotic sensitivity tests. Sorry, I have to use this term to know what is going on. So we are working behind the doors. But the fact that we are working behind the doors and we are not the ones getting the main glory of the whole thing, doesn't mean that we shouldn't give our best. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't give our best. We have to own any task that has been assigned to us. So it is just trying to say that you have to do another person's job, like it is your own. The moment you find yourself under someone, once you are working for someone, you have to do your best. You have to give it your all. Because you are also getting to that position. You are working towards that position whereby someone will work for you. And if you're in a position whereby someone will work for you, you will want those people that work for you, you want them to give their all, you want them to give their best. So you need to give your best wherever you work. You should not have the mindset that you're working for someone. You should not have the mindset that you're working for someone. Own every task. Every task you should be carried out like it is yours. Like you'll be the one to receive the glory for it. Then she said something about the only time you believe is when you are willing to die for something, because being passionate about something means you are willing to die for it. This is talking about the passion. This is talking about passion you have for something. This is talking about when you have passion for it. Olajumoke had passion for this architecture. So she had passion to the extent that she was willing to die for. She was willing to die for it. When you have passion for something, you should work towards it. She had passion for it and she worked on it. And yeah, she said the only way you know your potential, the way you know your potential is the response you get from whatever you put out. The way you know your potential. So whatever you do, whatever you put out should be your best, no matter what. It should be your best, even if it is not your work presently, even if you're not the one in charge, even if you're working under someone and you're not the one getting all the glory, you're not the one getting all the recognition. You should always do your best. But the way you know your potential is the response you get from whatever you put out. The response you get from the people you work for, the response you get from people you render services to. So she said something. We've had various sessions on mentorship and how she said something about getting a mentor. So about getting a mentor, your mentor doesn't have to know you or meet you physically. For getting a mentor, your mentor doesn't have to know you or meet you physically. You can read books of people, you value their life and achievements. You can read books, watch videos, follow their lifestyle and stuff like that. You can just, a lot of people feel, okay, if they have a mentor, they have to the mentor has to be someone they can see, the mentor has to be someone they can go and visit, they can talk to one-on-one and stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily need to be that way. Your mentor doesn't have to know you or meet you physically. Mentors who have these diseases, and we're actually thankful that at this age we have a lot of people write books and stuff. A lot of great people, they write books and whole books about their life, their career, their achievements and things they've done. So you can read books of people that value their life. You can go through their achievements. So through that you will see that a lot of people that are great today did not actually just wake up and they got there this same today. They went through different things. You will find out that majority of the people great today actually had it harder than you, because majority of us feel like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be through this thing, I'm going through that thing. How do I do this? How do I do that? And I actually want to be someone great. I can't even do this. I can't afford this thing. I can't afford this book. I can't do that. A lot of people, when you go through their story, when you go through their career, when you go through their life, their story and achievements, the books they've written and everything, you would know that you would find out that a lot of them had it hard, but the passion, the determination they had to become someone in life, the determination they had to become great in life was their push, was the one pushing them to do greater things. Was their push, was the drive they needed. Their passion was the drive that made them move forward. Like it's not all of them, majority of them did not have it. Majority of them did not have it easy. So going through their books and everything, you would become more motivated. You will be able to learn more. You have a broadened horizon about their story. You have a broadened horizon about life. You see life in a different angle. You see life in a different way. Meaning that, okay, what you are going through presently doesn't actually mean you can't be someone great tomorrow. It doesn't actually mean that you can't make something out of your life. So getting a mentor. So you need to get a mentor. It is very important for us to have mentors. You should read books of those people that you value their life and their achievements. Then there is something about believing in yourself. Olajumoke believed in herself. So the decisions she took that time, the decisions she took was not for her today, was not for that time, but for her future. Believe in yourself so that the decisions you take for today will not be just for today, but for your tomorrow. She made the decision before the age 14, because her entering the university at the age of age 14 and studying architecture straight. Not that she entered, she went to study another course first, then later she found out that, oh, this course cannot work for me. Then she changed her course and all. She went straight and studied architecture. So she made the decision. She believed in herself. So she made that decision for her future. And about reading books, knowledge is acquiring new information, but wisdom is knowing the next profitable step to take and knowing when to apply all the information you have. I talk about having mentors and reading their books to gain more knowledge. So I just said something that knowledge is acquiring new information, but wisdom is knowing the next profitable step to take and knowing when to apply all the information you have. You could have read books and everything, but wisdom is very, very important to know the step to take, to know when to apply all the information you have. The information you have gotten from the books you have read, the stories you have gotten from the books you have read, it requires wisdom. Olajumoke invests in distinction and didn't innovation. She had passion, creativity. She was excellent. And innovation, passion, creativity, and excellence are 4 essential ingredients in any kind of process. The purpose for her must be predetermined. To her, details matter to her. Details matter not only in the solution, but understanding of the problem that needs solution. So there should be a definite amount of faith in the course, and someone should enjoy and be willing to invest their all in it. To Olajumoke, her passion is non-negotiable. Passion for architecture is non-negotiable. She had faith in herself. A lot of people do not have faith in themselves. They do not believe in themselves that they can actually achieve something great. Olajumoke said there should be a definite amount of faith in the course, and someone should enjoy and should be willing to invest their all in it. So there should be a definite amount of faith. To her, passion is non-negotiable. She had passion for it, and it was non-negotiable. She had passion for architecture, and she worked towards it. She invested her all. She gave her all. Having graduated at an early age, Adenuwo picked up work at Femi Majekodunmi Associates Architectural Firm. She was an assistant architect. She was an assistant architect. She had passion for it. They said that she won her boss over, who was the president of the International Union of Architects, with passion. She won her boss over with passion. And this opened up huge opportunities for her. It was not long before that she was asked to create the Federal Ministry of Land in Abuja. Not long after that, she was asked to create the Federal Ministry of Land in Abuja. She said she was ready for the task. I read it somewhere that she said she was ready for the task. She said she would come to office at 2 p.m. on Sundays and she would do work. Before getting the promotion, she believed that her boss found her passion and decided to give her a chance. So you need to have passion for something. You need to have faith in yourself. You need to believe in yourself that you can do it. You need to have a mentor and understand the fact that great things don't just happen suddenly. You have to work towards it. You have to work hard. Great people did not just wake up today. They did not just wake up suddenly and they became great suddenly. They worked towards it. They gave it their all. They had faith in themselves. They had passion for it. They found purpose early in life. That's why it is very, very important to find purpose early. According to her, she said she was ready for the task. Now imagine someone gaining admission at the age of 14. She would have thought. She found, though she said her parents actually helped a lot, but personally it requires dedication. It requires dedication because as Vanguard Esther said, there are many distractions presently. There are many distractions in the world we are in now. So for her to enter university to gain admission into university at the age of 14, and for her to work towards her passion, for her to be dedicated throughout her journey, it is actually something. So in conclusion, Olajumoke succeeded in the business of building. Because she had a mentor. She was passionate about it. She had faith in herself and she was dedicated. These things are very important in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vanguard Rafiat Ahmed. Yes, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. And what I could pick from your presentation is that you said Jumoke went beyond her limits. You know, architecture is a male-dominated industry. Do you understand? And for a female to go into that industry and to even thrive in that industry is a whole lot. And I feel that has even given women, even the coming generation of women, the boldness to break beyond the limits, break beyond the status quo in life. So thank you so much, Vanguard Ayomiko Ahmed Rafiat. So please, if you have any question, any contribution you want to just chip in, please, you can just signify. So you can have the floor, please. And if you have anything to say, please just signify, be it questions or contributions. Anyone? Okay, Vanguard Adebola Shoyede, please, you can have the floor, ma.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to. Sorry, did I say welcome? Well done to the facilitators of the session. It was really insightful. I've learned well. I've known about Jumoke Adinowo, but I learned a lot of things, particularly from the lessons that we're able to draw from, you know, the story, our life story that we, you know, read. So thank you for your job well done. I'll just want to, in addition to everything that has been said, I'll just want to say that, can we hear me, please?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Go on, ma.
Okay, thank you. So I'll just like to chip in the fact that, and that's just in addition. In fact, we've said everything. The facilitators have actually discussed extensively. I just want to emphasize a particular point, that there is no limit to what we can be. I know I was in a book earlier today, and you know, that's that the author was trying to explain the fact that there is no limit. You know, all you have to do is, you know, adopt the right ethics, you know, become a better version of yourself. Those things that, you know, have been discussed on this call this evening, you know, put them into practice. The things that you know are, you know, good values to imbibe them. You just be the person that, you know, you want to be, and you don't have to compare yourself to anybody. Just make sure that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, you know, on a yearly assessment, monthly assessment, you can say, I'm better than who I was last month. I'm better than who I was 2 months ago. You are your own competition. So you are comparing your past achievements to your present achievements, and you are trying to push the envelope. You know, the result of that is enormous and limitless, right? So in your head, your plan or your goal may be, if I work so hard, you know, I can quickly get promoted at work, or maybe, you know, I'll make a 5.0 and I'll graduate to the first class or a second class upper that is very strong. You know, that's your immediate goal. But from that hard work, right, from the result of that hard work, you don't know the opportunities that it will open up for you in life. Right, a lot of people who made first class when they were in universities did not know that it would be a criteria for them, you know, studying for masters abroad and even, you know, getting scholarships. All they wanted to do was make first class. So I'm trying to give an example of what I'm trying to say. All they wanted to do was make first class. All they wanted to do was become better. All they wanted to do was just, you know, just push the status quo and ensure that they are not mediocres. And opportunities come up. And because of the hard work they put in their own lives, they are able to take those opportunities and actually, you know, they did not envisage. Every successful person that you see today did not envisage that, you know, all that they put in will get them to this point. If you get what I'm trying to say. Now, there's that, greatness ideology, you know, but all you're just trying to do is to become a better person, and in the process of doing that, getting education, getting exposure and everything, you will find out that the world is is your springboard, literally. Right, and you will find out that you are getting emails from international organizations. They are, you know, doing this. They are requesting for you to come speak to some people, and you're like, well, all I was just doing was, you know, to face my purpose, right? And all I was just doing was to become a better person, and I did not know that all of this would come. So tying it up with the story of Jumoke Adinowo, you will see that all she wanted to do, and she was focused on, was giving back to the society, and also, you know, being an excellent person, you know, being passionate about her job and giving it the best shot. She had the right level of confidence she needed to design the Ministry of Finance at age 25. And I was going to also emphasize that we are not too small. Don't ever give into that lie of, I'm just 22, I'm just 23. Oh no, I just finished from university. No, there are people who started companies while they were in 200 level, right? At your age, Jumoke Adinowo had graduated 3 years before, right? So, I mean, there's no pressure. You don't have to put yourself under unnecessary pressure, but you also have to be conscious of the fact that you are not growing younger and that there is nothing too big for you to achieve
at your current age. So like I was saying, everything she wanted to do was just to become an excellent architect, do her job well, become excellent, probably make money, of course, make money, you know, and then give back to the society. And she did not know that in the course of consistency and doing the things she decided to do, you know, that becoming a Forbes woman will come, right? That she will be appointed as a professor in a German university, a professor of architecture. She did not know that, you know, these doors will open for her. She didn't know that these awards will come, these recognitions will come, and that she will become an international name. It probably was not part of the plan, right? So if you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you are actually shooting yourself in the leg, right? Because other people who are doing what they should be doing and getting better are getting opportunities out there, right? So I would also link it to the story of, I don't know if we know this man, I'm trying to remember his name. I don't know if Babatunde Otobi can remind me. He worked in PwC, he's a tax expert, and now he's been appointed as chairman of a particular committee. He was appointed by President Bola Tinubu. I'm trying to remember his name now, but I've forgotten. He's a very popular, Taiwo something. He's a very popular person on LinkedIn, on social media. He posts a lot and all. I'm trying to remember. If you find his name, please just drop, or if you know the person I'm talking about, just drop it in the chat box. Now, what's the point I'm trying to drive at? This man was just being an excellent tax expert, right? All he was doing, so he would, you know, post on social media about, you know, new tax policies and how it's going to be affecting businesses, affect the economy going forward, right? And he was well known as somebody who was knowledgeable in the practice of tax. And, you know, he was working with PwC, great man. Thank you, Taiwo Yedele. Great man, awesome man. And, you know, I think he already rose to become manager or a very significant position in PwC. And for those who don't know, PwC is one of the 4 big accounting firms, right, in Nigeria as we speak. And they have, you know, they are multinationals, right? Those 4 big companies are actually multinational. So he is a manager in this, but he kept on doing what he knew to do, and he was doing it well. He did not know. I don't think he had it in his plan that a president would be appointed and would think to set up a tax or fiscal policy committee, and that he will be made chair. So what did those people who were appointed as special advisors to the president on different aspects, people who got appointed as PA, as this, as that, do you know these people probably did not think about it? Asiwaju Fakorede as well. He was just doing what he knew to do. And at age 27, Governor Seyi Makinde said, you know what, I want you to be part of my cabinet. I'll make you a commissioner. And he was commissioner, you know, and he did it perfectly well. What am I trying to say? Your age is not an excuse. And if you are still telling yourself, oh, I'm still young, or you are still limiting yourself based on the environment that you find yourself, then you're shooting yourself in the leg. And the second point is, there is no limit. There is absolutely no limit to who you can be, what you can achieve in life, beyond the goals you set for yourself. There's no limit to the opportunities that can come your way and the greatness that lies ahead of you, provided that you are committed to learning. And that's why we said, let's do biography series and learn practical lessons from the lives of these people, right? Because it's going to help shape our thinking. If you're able to implement and adopt these things, I'm telling you that literally the world is your springboard. So thank you. That's what I wanted to just contribute to the conversation. Thank you, Rofiat and Esther. Over to you, Esther, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Vanguard Adebola, for that wonderful contribution. So do we have any other thing to say? Any question, any contribution? Anybody else? Anybody else? So on that note, since no one is answering, since no one is signifying that they want to contribute or they have questions to ask, I would like us to so yeah, we've come to the end of today's village meeting, and I hope we learned one or two things from today's meeting. It was really insightful, and I also thank Vanguard Adebola for that beautiful contribution. Thank you. So yes, I've not forgotten. So yes, we'll be taking our mantra now. So you can just recite after me. So yes, so I'll be taking the Vanguard Africa's mantra. So yes, at the Vanguard Africa, we promote transformational leadership in every sphere of life. Our leaders are well-rounded, adequately built, and exceptionally equipped to excel in every leadership they are interested with. We dream upward, inventing strategies and deploying exemplary wisdom in our sphere. We have more than enough human and capital resources to inspire, build, and equip the next generation of leaders in Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large. Our dreams shall not die, and our visions shall not fade. Our hope shall not be dashed. Our strength shall not wane. With God, we are excellent personalities, leadership models, and organizational catalysts, bringing order into everything we step into. Amen. So thank you all for joining. But before we end today's meeting, we started with prayer, and we have to end with prayer. So we'll just have a short prayer. Our righteous Father, we bless you for today. We thank you for your word that has begun transformation in our minds. We thank you that may we begin to run with this word in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' most precious name, I've prayed. Amen. Amen. So God bless you to everyone that joined today's meeting. We really appreciate. God bless you, everyone. So we've come to the end of today's village meeting. Thanks for